Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is dumping even more and it is unfortunately getting really bad. We are probably going much lower and that's why I don't think it's a good time to buy. Let me show you. Now first you're going to see that Bitcoin is right now unfortunately breaking our support level we talked about yesterday. We talked about our weekly that was coming in at approximately 91,000 US dollar area and was also almost perfectly aligning with the biggest volume cluster with the point of control. And unfortunately right now both of the levels are broken down. So this right here, in my opinion, is definitely a major sign of weakness, why in the upcoming days probably we are looking for much lower price targets. And of course, people don't really know exactly what they are doing in the market. As you probably know, once Bitcoin was pushing towards the upside, we were interested to fire another brand new short trade on Bitcoin, and you can right now see our entry is almost the exact high. 97,400 US dollars was our brand new short position trade right here, and also on Ethereum, the trade is right now being in a beautiful profit on XRP and also on Solana. Yes, I am right now being only in those 4 short trades. I'm holding 0 long trades, but the thing is, if we are going to hit our major lower price target we are going to talk about today, definitely for sure, we could be looking for another long or a buy trade. Right now, I really don't think it's a good area to buy, and it really does look like people right now paying attention to this specific price action, they don't have a clue of what they are doing in the market. Look right now the 24-hour liquidations. We have gotten approximately 753 million of long trades completely wrecked and completely liquidated on the entire move down. Why so? Because of course, people pay attention to different patterns. And of course, when they get a breakout, they simply fire, they FOMO into a brand new long trade. Remember always, the best buy positions are usually once we are pushing towards upside. The main strategy is always buy low and sell high, and definitely not the other way around. That is why on the move towards downside, we were looking for a brand new buy. On the push towards the upside, for sure, the only trade I was interested in was a brand new short position of Bitcoin, of course, at approximately 97,400. Why 97,400? Because, of course, as we have been talking for the past few days, it was also a major golden Fibonacci ratio. Right now also, I want to share with you exactly why probably in the upcoming days we are looking for lower targets on Bitcoin, and also I want to show you the exact roadmap of what we can be expecting maybe even in the upcoming weeks. Now, let's actually go first of all on the 1 hour time frame. Here, we are going to talk about our bearish Elliot wave count. What we can right now say. Let's go with our Elliot impulsive wave right here, where we are going to say we got the first impulse right here, we got a correction. At the moment, Bitcoin is probably already done with the third Elliot wave. We are maybe even forming the 4th one, which could mean we are going to get some kind of a choppy price action at this specific area. But the thing is, after the 4th one is finished, for sure, we are then expecting for another push towards the downside. And what you're right now also going to see, usually the target of the third Elliot wave is at least 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. So let's go right now with our trend-based Fibonacci extension from the exact high back towards the low, back towards this specific high. What you can right now see, yes, the 1.618 was actually broken down, but then the next target of our third one is going to be the 2-to-1 Fibonacci extension level, and you can right now clearly see the level was hit almost to the exact dollar accuracy. So definitely right now, if we are going to start pushing towards the upside, we are then forming only the 4th Elliot wave, and after this one is finished right here, we can be expecting another push down directly towards our next very important area of support. And of course, I'm going to share with you exactly what this specific level is going to be. Before we talk about it, I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible, and of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now, let me share with you the exact roadmap of what we can be expecting in the upcoming days on Bitcoin. So first of all, we know, okay, we are probably right now in the 4th Elliot wave. Probably in the upcoming days, we are expecting even lower price targets. Yes, I'm going to show you exact level in a moment, but the thing is, after the 5-wave price structure is right here finished, we are then going to be looking for a bigger push back towards the upside. And what can that potentially mean? Let me right now actually remove our 5-wave price structure, because as you also probably know, when we are zooming out on the daily time frame, we are still right now paying attention for another much bigger drop down. Because right here, we are saying we got right here the first impulse, correction, another impulse, another correction. And of course, if we talk about right now this bigger 5-wave price structure, for sure, we are expecting much lower price targets. So how can right now our local price action that is right now visible on the 2-hourly time frame come into play and connect with our bigger 5th Elliott wave? So what we are right now going to do, very simply, let me actually go on the 4-hourly time frame right here, where we are right now going to say, okay, this right here, this entire push down with the one we are right now still expecting is probably going to be our first impulse right here. Then of course, we can be expecting the 2nd Elliott wave. Then of course also another major push towards downside for our 3rd Elliott wave. After the 3rd one, the 4th one, and then of course also the 5th Elliott wave. After this specific 5-wave price structure is going to be finished, of course also our bigger 5th Elliott wave on the daily time frame is going to be finished, and only after that we are then going to be expecting a major bounce towards the upside, not only Bitcoin but pretty much on the entire cryptocurrency market. So probably right now you're actually wondering how high can our 2nd Elliott wave actually go, and also where is going to be the bottom of our 1st Elliott wave. So very simply, if Bitcoin is right now going to go lower, as of course we are right now still expecting, we can be looking for the bottom at approximately $86,700 US dollars. Why so? Because of course, if you paid attention to yesterday's video, and of course also if you are following me on Twitter, you probably know about this specific zone. We talked about the golden Fibonacci ratio, the value area low, and also the liquidity level. Those 3 levels are coming in at approximately, let's just say, 86,500 US dollar area. So that is right now why if we continue lower, we are probably then going to finish our first impulsive Elliott wave, and then we can be expecting a bounce towards the upside. And of course, probably you're right now also wondering, where can we look to enter another short, maybe even another long trade? I would say like that, if you are feeling slightly more risky, looking for another long or a buy position at this specific area, in my opinion, still does make quite a lot of sense. Why so? Because of course, we hit quite an important area of support. You need to understand you are going against the bigger trend. So looking for a long right here is definitely slightly more risky. However, going with proper risk management, stop loss, position size, I would still say it is better to look for a buy position on the way towards the downside at the support level versus going with a breakout trade, as majority of people are doing out of the specific ascending triangle. After of course the bottom is potentially going to be in, we are then expecting our 2nd Elliott wave to be formed, and of course in the upcoming videos I'm definitely going to share with you exactly what is going to be the target of our 2nd Elliott wave. That is why I highly recommend you for you to subscribe on my channel. Right now, let's also talk about the exact price targets of how low our 5th Elliott wave right here can actually go. Now, maybe you have already forgotten about our major trendline area of resistance we already talked about a few weeks ago. And you can right now see definitely the level was broken towards the upside. However, I would say like that, potentially this specific trend line could act as some kind of an area of support on Bitcoin once we are going to be dropping lower. So most important thing is, if this specific level is going to get hit, is going to be an area of support, especially if it is also going to align with another target. Also, from yesterday's video, you probably remember our ascending triangle. What was the target of the triangle? Very simply, measuring the opening of the triangle and putting the trend line on the breakout right here. You can right now see if something like this is somehow going to play out, you can definitely notice that it is going to align almost perfectly with our trend line area of support. And that is right now why, if you want to trade with us, definitely take an advantage of the free bonus using the first link down below. You're going to get up to a 30,000 US dollar bonus, and only after you're going to register, you're going to get $20 completely for free. Click the first link right here, you register, you get 20 USDT, then also make sure you deposit because you're going to get another 20 USDT completely for free. And also, when you're going to open up your first trade, you're going to get even bigger bonuses. So very very, very simply, if you're looking to trade at this specific area right here, I highly recommend you for you to get the free bonuses using the first link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Right now, let's also talk about another very important thing on the Adler stochastic CG oscillator. A lot of people don't really talk about this one because they probably don't even know about it. But the reality is, it has been a very accurate indicator. On the daily time frame, you're going to see when we hit the overbought area, clearly Bitcoin started moving massively towards downside. However, I would say like that, for this specific indicator, yes, it is going to reach the oversold area probably in the upcoming days. And this could potentially mean Bitcoin is going to see a local bottom, literally, as we were right on saying, potentially towards our golden Fibonacci ratio right here at approximately $86,500. Then, of course, if we do get a bounce towards the upside, this indicator starts curving towards the upside, hits the overbought area, and only after we are overbought right here, we might be expecting for another bigger push down on the Bitcoin price, and not only Bitcoin, pretty much also on the entire crypto market. Also right now, with the current push down we are right now getting, yes, the CME futures gap right here was actually filled. So this right here, technically, it is going to be some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. However, in my opinion, looking right now at this specific CME gap, I don't really feel confident of longing exactly at this specific area. Sure, some kind of a support level was hit, we filled the CME gap, we also hit, as you probably know, our weekly high term time frame support level, but always ideally, we are looking for another liquidity grab below our recent low. That is why I am telling to you, ideally right now, we are still looking for another push down. Sure, we could chop around this specific area right now for some time before getting another push down, simply because of our fortnightly wave. But ideally, if we are looking for a buy position, I want some liquidity right here to actually get taken. We hit our major golden Fibonacci ratio, we hit our value area low, and only then we might be expecting some kind of a bounce towards the upside on the Bitcoin price itself. Also right now, going with the exponential moving averages on the 1 hour time frame, we are clearly right now moving in an average downtrend. On the 2 hourly, also, only a few hours ago we got a bearish cross. Our 50 EMA is below our 200 EMA, which right now definitely means we are moving in an average downtrend. And also on the 4 hour time frame, those two EMAs probably are going to get a bearish cross literally in the upcoming hours. So that is right now why I would definitely say, looking for a buy position at the support level, as we said before, it is going to be slightly more risky. However, you could make it work with a smart stop loss placement, with proper position size, and of course also paying yourself on the way towards the upside if the bounce is actually then going to happen. Also, what is actually going to be a very good bullish indication before we are going to be going with a long trade right here? Very, very simply, let's right now pay attention to the relative strength index and also the money flow indicator on the 4 hour time frame. You can right now see both of the indicators are being in the oversold area. This right here is actually some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. However, ideally, when we talk about our 5-wave price structure, we are looking for a bullish divergence, which simply means lower low on Bitcoin and a higher low on the RSI indicator right here, and also of course potentially on the money flow indicator. This right here is going to be a regular bullish divergence. We are going to know Bitcoin has hit a major support level. Also, we are going to know potentially the bigger 5-wave price structure right here is right now finished, and that is of course going to be a very good reason for us to be looking for some kind of a buy position exactly at this specific area. That is right now also why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free $30,000 bonus using the first link down below right here, because you register, you get 20 USDT completely for free, you deposit, you get another 20 USDT, and then also open up your first trade because you're going to get even bigger bonuses using the first link down below. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.